Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, we are back here for another episode of In the Huddle. This is a pre-recorded episode on a Saturday night, right after the Terence Crawford and Showtime Porter fight. Obviously, this is our instant reactions to the fight. The fight literally just ended, and we are going for it, Dino. All right, I got my guy Dino in the building. I didn't even introduce the brother properly because I'm just ready to get into this fight reactions, man. What a fight, Dino. What a fight, man.
Holy smokes, bro. Thank you for having me on as always. But oh my gosh, we were in for a treat tonight. This was runner-up to Fight of the Year, in my opinion. This was so good. Man, what a finish in the 10th round. Like, this was unbelievable. We definitely got our money's worth.
Yes, we did. The money that I ain't spent because I found me a stream. Throw it up for the stream. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Put a money well spent in parentheses.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, man, Dino, listen. I think we got to get right to it, man. I don't think we have no time to race here. But, man, Terence Crawford, he won via 10th round TKO. And, man, wow, there's a lot to get into. First off, Dino, I want to know your thoughts on the fight. I thought it was a good fight, man. Obviously, I agree 100%. It was runner-up for Fight of the Year behind Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And I thought for the first half of the fight, I thought Porter was good. I thought it was the best Porter I ever seen in the first half of the fight. I'm talking about the first 6 rounds was the best Porter I ever seen in a sense that he didn't shy away from what makes him him. He was aggressive. He was dictating the fight, but he was doing it smartly with defense, with timing, knowing how to pick his shots and knowing when to be aggressive and knowing when to be patient, right? He did that for the first 6 rounds. I missed round 1. Obviously, stream was giving me issues in round 1, but from 2 on, I had Porter winning round 2. I had Porter winning round 3. I had Crawford winning round 4. It was a very good round, but I think Crawford landed some more, instant body shots that were more impactful. Round 5, I gave it to Porter. Round 6 was a close round. 54 punches landed by Porter, 53 by Crawford, but I slightly went Crawford in that round. Round 7, I had it Porter round. It was a swing round. A lot of these rounds were swing rounds, right? I know a lot of people gave Crawford that 7th round. I thought it was close. It could have went either way. I'm not mad if America gave Crawford that round. It was a swing round. Round 8 was a swing round too, but I gave that to Crawford. A looping right hand landed by Porter. That was the only impactful shot that I thought Porter landed. But Crawford landed a lot of good shots, early headshots in those exchanges. There were a lot of exchanges in this fight as well throughout the fight, and a lot of swing rounds. Round 9, clearly Crawford. Porter took that round off. So, I actually got to do my mathematics and calculate that, Dino. So while I do that, I'm going to allow you to get in here and give your reaction to the fight.
Yeah, man. I 1, 3, 5, I had Porter. 2, 4, and 6, I had Bud. And from 6 to 10 on, I had Bud. I thought Bud started to take over as the fight went on. But early on, like the 2nd round, you could easily have given that to Porter. Like, if America wants to give that to Porter, like, so be it. Like, I could see why. It was one of those toss-up rounds, So was round 7. It could have been Porter, but I had it Crawford. It's all really depends on how you see it. But I thought as the fight went on, like I said, Crawford started to take over. He started to be more precise. The 9th round, that was clear. Like, Porter took the round off. I think it was Dre Ward who said it on the. He's like, Porter's taking this round off. Bud's got to take advantage of it. And then round 10, obviously, Bud finished him. And just like Dino predicted, man, Dino Stradamus, 10th round TKO. If you heard the fight predictions, I was right. Man, what a fight we were in for, man. It was fantastic. And honestly, hats off to both men, man. They're both terrific boxers. Shout out to Shawn Porter. I just put it on my Instagram. Shout out to Shawn Porter for always stepping up to taking the big fights at welterweight, man. Straight up. And he's such a classy guy, man. You can't not root for him. He's a great fighter and he's a great guy. So it's nice to see he's a class act afterwards. And Bud was a class act as well afterwards. They both congratulated each other on a hard-fought battle.
I'm not sure
you don't think
he
so?
was a class act. I'm going to tell you why in a few minutes. I just want to say I actually had Crawford up by a round prior to the TKO. So doing my calculations, excluding round 1, which I didn't see, from round 2 on, I had Crawford up by a round prior to that TKO. So I got to call my dad after this show is over because I told him I had Porter winning prior to, but then when I did my calculations, I actually have Crawford. So that's why it's always good to look at the the count, man. You know what? Maybe the election, they probably should have redo the count because I don't know what the hell Biden is doing. I don't think America voted for Biden. They probably should have recount the votes. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's off topic here. But that's the importance of a recount, ladies and gentlemen. But, man, all right, so as far as Bud Crawford after the fight, I thought he was like, he figured out Porter round one. Come on, bro. You didn't figure out Porter round one, bro.
I get that. Okay.
Really?
I see.
Porter, come on. You didn't figure out Porter round one. That's a bunch of malarkey. He figured him out, but later on in the fight, he started to figure him out. Late rounds, after round 7, I would say round 7, and after round 7, right? Because I gave that to I actually gave that to Porter, but I still thought he figured him out at that point in round 7 on. So yeah, come on. It's making you look good, bro. He gave you the works.
I get you on that.
Porter was winning the fight. I thought he had a good game plan. The heart of Porter, but once again, he fell short in the biggest fights, and it hurts for his legacy because he's always going to be that guy that fought the best, looked good in those fights, but you don't get no style points and resume talk when you lose those fights. So it sucks for Porter. He got a little bit careless towards the end of the fight, the same reminiscing of what we saw with Errol Spence in that 11th round, where I thought that fight could have easily been a draw if he didn't get caught, and he went down and hit the canvas. So this time Crawford actually kept him on, but there is some controversy as far as how that fight ended. And Dino, I want to know your thoughts. Kenny Porter, Shawn Porter's father, doing the towel. Did you think that was a little bit premature, or he was doing what's best for his fighter? I have some thoughts about that. I want to know your thoughts on that.
In a way, I agree with Dre Ward. I think his dad was sort of seeing what was going to happen as the fight went on, because Bud is one of the best finishers, the best finisher in boxing. So I could see where his dad and Dre are coming from, where it's like they could foresee like what could have kept happening. He could have got more hurt than he already was. So I understand that. From a competitor standpoint, though, if I'm Shawn Porter and I'm slamming my fist against the canvas, he's pissed about it. He doesn't want to get knocked down. He wants to stand and keep going. So from a competitor standpoint, I understand where Shawn Porter's coming from. But from a long-term aspect and from what probably would have continued to happen if the round and the fight went on, I do understand where Dre and Shawn Porter's dad are coming from.
I gotta respectfully disagree, Dino. I gotta respectfully disagree, bro. You do not throw in a towel at that point. Shawn Porter gave all he could. In those fights against Spence that he lost, Thurman he lost. Just let him go out on his shield against Crawford. You got 2 rounds, brother. It's the 10th round. Let him survive. Who knows? I didn't get to see the judges' scorecard after the fight, Dino, because this is instant reactions here. So I don't know how they scored it, but from what I heard in the ring, it was close. You got to let him ride that out. He gets tagged again for the 3rd time, then you throw the towel. Let's treat it like it's baseball. 3 strikes, you're out. That's it. Okay, cool. But come on, he clearly wasn't hurt. He clearly wasn't hobbled. You saw him, hitting on the campus, bro. He was upset. It was an error. And this was the father's excuse for throwing in the towel. Oh, my son didn't follow the game plan. He was going...
I didn't like that.
Really?
I didn't like that.
It's 10 rounds in the fight. He wasn't doing what I was asking him to do. Really? In 10 rounds? Then you should have stopped it in round 1 then. If he wasn't doing what you asked him to do. I'm not buying it. You sabotage your son, bro. You sabotage your son. Now, this is why I don't like that father and son trainer. Like, it's good for TV, seeing your father train the fighter. It's a good thing, your father obviously cares about you, but this is why I always think you should have a professional trainer instead of a father. That's why Mayweather and his uncle didn't work. They had issues there. I mean, this is the exact reason why, because of this right here, where the father is more worried about the son instead of letting him go on his shield. I thought that was a premature stoppage. Shawn Porter didn't look hurt to me. It was just a fundamental error in that round entirely, where he got caught by some good shots. And just to say that, oh, I know Crawford is going to be that dog and get him out of there, then why the hell you took the fight?
I agree with you on that 100%. And I don't know if you saw what did you see Shawn Porter and his dad at the interview after the fight?
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
And when his dad was like He said, "Oh, he didn't train right. He didn't train right for this fight."
So why
I
the hell
stopped it
did you?
because he didn't train right. So
He didn't
if he
train
didn't
like 10
train right,
rounds in
why'd you
the.
show up to the weigh-ins? Why'd you show up and do everything already?
Yeah.
I thought that was a little. I was watching, my jaw kind of dropped. I was like, "Are you serious right now?" I was like, Shawn Porter, like rounds 1 through 3 and round 5, in my opinion, he fought really well, and I was like, Bud's down on these
Yeah.
scorecards right now. I was like, I have
Yeah. He
Porter
caught him
winning.
with some
I was like, he's
shots
fighting
that
really
backed him
good.
up.
He was being
He backed
explosive.
Crawford
He was
up
getting there.
a few times.
He's
Yeah.
backing up Crawford against the ropes from time to time, and I was like, yo, like Porter's bringing it. I was like, he's doing real good. And for his dad to say that after the fight, like, oh, he wasn't trained well for this fight. He didn't prepare well. I thought that was incredibly disrespectful, man.
It
I mean,
was.
I was looking at Shawn Porter, and I was like, man, bro. I was like, I'm sorry for you, bro, because I thought you did
That
really
was a
well.
sabotage. It's for you to say that he didn't prepare right. You're 10 rounds into the damn fight.
That if you didn't
10
prepare right, don't
rounds.
show up.
Then
Don't show up.
up.
If that was the case, and he said like in camp he wasn't doing things right, then why'd you show up?
I mean, granted, I'm not going to sit here and say that he probably didn't train right. He knows he's up there, right? There is a video that surfaced of Shawn Porter sleeping during the promotion tour. I think if I had to give you a biggest takeaway in boxing as 2021 comes to a close, we still got one more fight, knock on wood again, to close this out. But if I had to give you a big takeaway, is that boxing is still alive. The Undertaker.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking about him, the way how he lays down on the mat and how he just sits up randomly as if he's not dead yet. That's boxing. Boxing is not dead yet. Listen, I love all sports. We know that. NFL, basketball, UFC, boxing, tennis. But boxing is not dead yet. And if people want to write the obituary for the sport of boxing, you're out of your mind. Because boxing is not dead. Okay? We done 100%. Seen the greatest fight in this past decade with Wilder and Fury Part 3. And we done seen a great fight on Saturday night with Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter. This is what boxing is all about. So for those of y'all people who saying boxing is dead and it's a dying sport, you a lying sport. That's what you are. You a lying sport. You telling fairies. You telling lies. Boxing is alive and it's doing pretty damn good in my estimation. 1833 Radio BX is the request line. Listen, call us up. Let us know how you feel about the fight that we just saw last night. You know what I'm saying? Or whenever this video drop, because it will drop on Monday. Call the brother up. Let us know what you thought about Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter. Where does Terence Crawford goes from here? We all can attest, me and Dino, that it has to be Errol Spence. So with that being said, I want to leave this song. It's going to play on the air. I want to leave this song for Errol Spence. And it's my famous song from the movie The Warriors.